Hey people, today we're covering a very ambitious milsim game from indie developer Thorium Game Lab, featuring a 1,000 square kilometer map of Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia with dozens of towns and villages, as well as over 50 vehicles from boats to planes to tanks to artillery. And this theoretically gives you a lot of freedom to play your own way within this huge sandbox. You can go to Laos and run special forces missions, taking out supplies on the Ho Chi Minh Trail, bomb enemy bases with planes, patrol towns, clear out Vietcong tunnels, chuck missiles into the jungle with helicopters, or patrol the Mekong Delta with a riverboat. Probably the only unambitious thing about this game is its name. I mean, imagine if Activision just called this game World War II. The graphics, they do suck, yes, but I'm willing to accept it given the scale of the game and because I'm pretty sure this is a solo dev project. And there's just something very cool about watching a base getting shelled in the distance, or seeing NPC helicopters and planes doing strafing runs, artillery being shot and arcing through the air, and tanks engaging from fortified positions or patrolling the streets. I find that if a game creates a certain atmosphere, that kind of just lets my mind start filling in the blanks and ignoring the bad graphics after a while. Like when I was in middle school, my brother and I used to spend entire afternoons playing Star Wars Battlefront 2, role-playing as if we were actually in the battles and trying to act like it was all realistic, even though it's a pretty arcadey game. And if I was given this game as a kid, I would probably have flunked a few grades. Well, if it was a complete and functional version of this game, that is. You see, as much as I appreciate the vision of this game, Vietnam War is in early access. And I mean really early access. There are a lot of things that are very work in progress or just don't plain work. Like when I first played just a few weeks ago, saving the game didn't even work and sniper scopes were completely broken. Those have been fixed now, but there are still lots of issues like artillery having no aiming mechanism or not being able to move the map in the latest patch. There are a lot of visual issues and glitches as well, like some vehicles have really well designed interiors and others are completely glitched out. You'll also frequently see trucks and other vehicles glitch flying through the air in the distance, and when I was streaming this game, literally a few minutes into the game, I found this really lost boat. What kind of technology is this? I heard DARPA was busy, but they've really outdone themselves. This wouldn't be that bad if combat and the overall gameplay didn't just generally suck. Infantry combat is pretty tiring because the enemy AI are pretty brain dead, and not in the hyperbolic sense. They fluctuate between literally standing next to you not shooting and firing at you accurately from 100 meters away straight through dense underbrush. They just let themselves be murked. Oh no. Cover me. Good thing he's dumb. Which also makes it annoying to try sneaking through the jungle or lose enemies that are chasing you. So you really gotta stick to this kind of like frontline gameplay you can't really play in multiple ways when it comes to infantry combat. On top of that, you still have to deal with glitches like bases not capturing. Also, this game is supposed to have an ARMA-like system where you can command a squad of soldiers using your function keys, but it seems like these commands are all, ironically, non-functional, except for the follow and stay commands, which work about half the time, maybe. Same with the airstrikes that you can call in. Some of them just don't work, and the game doesn't tell you why. I think I've only gotten the Napalm and B-52 one to actually work so far. And then there's the fact that getting your squad into a vehicle to actually get to combat is also an exercise in frustration, because there's no way to command them to get in a vehicle. You have to manually drive or fly near them all and press B to scoop them up into your vehicle like a bunch of lobotomized kittens. Or take, for example, base building. While it's cool that it's here, it's barely functional. You can only build a couple of things before the game tells you to get your squad to carry more supplies, but then it doesn't tell you how you're supposed to do that. I can have my squad around me, but there doesn't seem to be any way to get supplies from them. You can grab a supply truck to bring more supplies, which does let you build more, but the game doesn't let you refill them, so you need to grab an entire new truck if you want to build more. It's a complete hassle. And there's also no way to delete buildings, so if you misplace something, you're just screwed. Gotta restart. And this is a real shame because base building is one of the things that would really enhance the longevity of this game for me, giving me more of a long-term goal. It would be pretty cool to set up a base of my own along the front line and slowly build it up as my troops hold the line, or set up a secret base to conduct raids in Laos, Cambodia, or even North Vietnam. But right now, you can't really do that without putting yourself at risk of developing some sort of aneurysm. And the fact that you can't easily build some sort of spawn point also slows the game down a lot, because when you die, you get sent to a nearby base, which is okay if you're just attacking a camp across the valley, but very, very annoying if you need to go any significant distance. Your squad can revive you if you have them around, but like I said before, getting them anywhere is like trying to herd blind turtles. On the less negative side, flying the Cobra helicopter was the highlight of the game for me. There's just something so satisfying about finding a camp in the jungle and just pelting it with rockets and seeing those kill indicators coming up. I think what adds to this experience is the knowledge that this base that I'm attacking from the air with ease would be a formidable strong point if I attacked it from the ground. This isn't just a helicopter game and I'm shooting at NPCs that are meant to be fodder. I'm using the heli to get an upper hand over them, and I could have done it another way. It gives you a real sense of power, and you can almost forget that the rest of the game is kind of a mess. But then you get shot down and parachute into ground combat, where some dude sprays you down through 3 sets of bushes. Another thing I want to bring up is that the game uses AI voices for NPC and player character chatter, so if that's something you're opposed to on principle, you've been warned. Now, in terms of suggestions for new mechanics, I think it would be cool if your actions could have a more tangible, indirect effect on the overall war. Like, you can destroy supplies on the Ho Chi Minh Trail, but it doesn't seem to have any effect on the overall war effort. You're not going to see a base having less soldiers or less equipment when you do that. You can take out a base yourself and capture it, but it's very rare to see bases flipping simply through NPC fighting. And it seems like the war doesn't really go on in areas of the map that you aren't actively around. I think the only region that's active is the one that you're playing in. It would be cool if there was like a 4X, maybe Hearts of Iron style system where each faction has a military score or something for each region or for specific bases, and taking out enemies or supplies could affect this score and cause those regions or bases to flip on their own through both your and the NPC's actions in battles. It would be a lot more dynamic, but maybe this is a bit too far ahead of where the game is at right now. So overall, I think if you were thinking of impulse buying this like me, don't do it. The game just isn't cooked right now. But if the concept interests you, I'd say put this on your wishlist because the dev does seem to be active in fixing stuff. And I know I focused on the negatives here because there are a ton, but I can tell that this game is a real labor of love for the dev. There are so many little tidbits here that hint at mechanics that are begging to be fleshed out. Like, you can make villages part of the Strategic Hamlet program to enhance their defenses, you can arrest people, sorta, you can buy stuff from local shops with money that you periodically earn from your paycheck. Hell, you can even take morale damage when you're near loudspeakers playing Vietcong propaganda. Half the stuff I mentioned might not be fully working yet, but it's clear that this developer is really enjoying making this and just putting whatever they want in it. And I respect that, and I hope them the best, despite these, growing pains. But you know what else is a labor of love though? This channel. So if you enjoyed the video, do the YouTube stuff down below. Oh, and make sure to drink some water. Your body needs it. Peace, guys.
I want a hamburger.
Some folks are born made to wave the flag. Ooh, that red, white, and blue.